All right, brothers and sisters. I haven't been on here. I've been sick, but I wanted to do a part 2 talking about the updates on the story about Pamela Turner. And I want to show you guys about what I was saying in the first video. I'm doing a second video to show you guys that this is definitely a spiritual battle. So hang tight, and we're gonna go through this article for a moment, and then we're gonna break down everything. All right, so let me just adjust my screen here. All right, there we go. Okay, so it says Texas police officer back to work after shooting woman. You see, they didn't even have the decency to put her name in the article. The nerve. But let's carry on. A Houston area police officer who fatally shot a woman with mental illness is back on the job, but not on the streets. He should not be personally working at all. Okay? Why is it that these people constantly kill not just our people, but just innocent people, period? But primarily, my issue is our people. And they just get their jobs back. I mean, it doesn't... I mean, heck, the field work is a lot worse than sitting in an office and doing paperwork. He does not have the mental capability or capacity to work in either, because who's trusting him to do any kind of paperwork behind the scenes? If he's touching paperwork, what in the world else is he touching? You know, or politicking around the police department. Who knows? So anywho, Baytown police officer Juan de la Cruz returned to work Monday, according to a department spokesman. He'll be on administrative duty during the investigation into his shooting of 44-year-old Pamela Turner. Her name in the article, though. De la Cruz return to duty was announced Thursday as community leaders, elected officials, and Turner's family gathered at a Houston church to memorialize her and call for justice. Absolutely. I want Baytown, Texas to know this is not something you are going to brush under the rug and send the police back to work. The Reverend Al Sharpton. This clown. Anywho, a prominent civil rights activist, that shouldn't even say that, said during a eulogy, if he's going back to work, we're going back to work to get justice for Pamela Turner. You are a whole agent. You jump on stories when you want to jump on stories, Al Sharpton. We don't trust you. I don't trust you. And I'm not just speaking for myself, but I'm sure that the majority of black folks who are highly aware of how Al Sharpton gets down, you know, he need to gain some weight. That's what he need to focus on, gaining some more weight back on them bones, instead of trying to jump on stories and stuff so he could be seen and heard. As always, you know, he don't be doing nothing. Turner is the latest in a line of black people whose death is police shooting were captured on video and drew national attention, of course. De la Cruz shot Turner on May 13th after she hit him with his taser in a struggle during an attempt arrest, police have said. How, when the video clearly shows he hit her with the damn taser. He stung her with the taser. Okay? He stung her. Turner's family has presented the Hispanic officer as the aggressor. Yes! I mean, I totally agree. The whole freaking video showed that this guy literally tased her. Now, she did throw the taser back. She threw the taser back. I mean, we know what her mental illness is, and he's her neighbor. He know what her mental illness is as well. Okay, anywho, saying he was Turner's neighbor, of course, knew she had paranoid schizophrenia and should have de-escalated the situation. A lawyer for the family said Wednesday that the video of the incident and a private autopsy showed De La Cruz shot Turner in the stomach, chest, and face while a safe distance away. The Texas Ranger and the Civil Rights Division of the Harris County District Attorney's Office are investigating the shooting. All right. That's the remaining of this article. So let's get into this, y'all, because I'm about to show y'all how this is straight up a spiritual battle. Okay? No jokes. No jokes. Okay? So she got killed on the 13th. Let's first get to what I want to show y'all. What her name means. Okay? And I keep telling y'all, like I say in all these videos, about we are like they're killing people because we're feeding the locusts of the bottomless pit. But since you guys, I don't know, I mean, I'm not saying that this is just people who do not believe me, but for those who get on here and naysayers, I've had those in the past. They get on other channels and say this. You fake false prophet hunters that get on people channels and stuff and tell people they lying about this. This is a straight spiritual battle happening right before you guys' eyes, okay? Her name here, it means sweetness, and from Greek it means honey, okay? So we know sweetness, honey, we know that's something that people eat, okay? Primarily bugs like sweetness, like ants and bees and things of that nature, locusts, they like that type of stuff, okay? Then let's get Juan's name. Let's see what his name means, okay? His name means a highly popular Spanish cognate of John. God is gracious. The name of ultimately derived from the Hebrew Yehonan, a short from Yehonan, which is derived from, okay. But his name means God is gracious, okay? His God is gracious. We all know what his God is because we seen how how the police and stuff work, and we know that what God they serve is not the creator. It is not Yahuwah, okay? He does not. None of these people do. Not doing stuff like this, killing people in cold blood. And then especially we noticed this has had to been premeditated. It had been issues because we know most black folks and stuff know we've been around people who has these type of mental illnesses, and like I tell y'all before, that this is demon possession. Clearly this is demon possession, and we're gonna also get off into that as well. And this man has been around this woman, so he's highly aware that this woman has a mental illness, and she says and does things, and you know, she may be off the chain. Most people like us from like black community see stuff like this. We don't really pay it that much mind about their behavior because we know that, you know, for the most part they're in our neighborhoods or they are neighbors, that they have a sickness, so we don't really take it to heart. But as as us as civilians who don't take these things personal or try to do bodily harm to these people because we know that they have a serious illness, unless they're trying to do some physical harm to us, and okay, then we take that into a whole different perspective. But here it is, this is a person that is of level of professionalism who detains and obtains people all the time because he's a field officer. So you're supposed to have some level of self-control. Whether you like this woman or not, you should not be biased to the situation. But clearly in this situation it was. So I'm sure, you know, like I said, we know a lot of people who have those type of issues. They be talking to themselves, or they say some off the chain stuff to you, and they in your neighborhood and everything, you blow it off. So we know in some cases he probably had a serious issue with this lady. So let's get into the day that she got killed, because this is where I want y'all to see. The 13th, and here we see that it means locust, okay? Locust. Like I was saying, you guys, the locust. We can't just sit here and act like that she was not some form of a sacrifice spiritually, because like I said before, what's happening is a whole big setup, okay? And it gets deeper, y'all. So let's jump down over here to 513, because she got killed on May 13th, and he told me to look into 513 as well, meaning, yeah, he told me to look into the number 513 because just do the number conjunct together, and it means in Acts. And it says, I'm gonna go into my scriptures for it. Just give me a second. Also want to click here so you guys can see something. See, it says here, to rend, burst, or break asunder, break up, break through, tear in pieces, to break forth into joy, or infants or dumb persons, being to speak, to distort, convulse, of a demon causing convulsion in a man possessed. And it's not just necessarily a mankind. And also it says here, to dash down, hurl to the ground, Look at all this stuff. This is exactly what happened in this video. This is exactly what happened into this video. A common occurrence in cases of demon possession and epilepsy, but she didn't have epilepsy. Okay, she had paranoia schizophrenia. And I'm sure, I don't know what her charges were prior to him needing to pursue her. Like I was showing in the prior video, we don't know what her warrant was necessarily over. But in most cases, she probably had something that was just probably petty, and he probably seen her name come across that and was like, finally had a reason to go after her. Let me click here. Yeah, she's demon possessed. He is too. To break. Okay. So let me bag it up. Let me show y'all what paranoia schizophrenia means, okay? Paranoia schizophrenia is the most common type of schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is defined as a chronic mental disorder in which a person loses touch with reality. A mental disorder. Loses touch with reality. Psychosis. Paranoid schizophrenia is a lifelong disease, but with proper treatment, a person with the illness can attain a higher quality of life. See, the doctors, of course, or Google or whatever, they're going to tell you that. But we know, and we're going to definitely dig into these scriptures, and we're going to hit the main part of the Bible where it's going to break down how, like I said in my prior video about this situation, that she could have been healed from this, she could have been delivered from this, but being that our brothers and sisters that she's living around, or just period, our people all over the world, we supposed to be able to heal our brothers and sisters from these different diseases or mental disorders, which is demon possession. We supposed to be being able to do this. We haven't, majority of us have not been able to obtain that power, and all of us won't be able to do it, but we should be able to have somebody to go to. Or people should be able to go around and do this, and it shouldn't have to take for you to go in churches and go and put money in the pot or be a member somewhere and have this done and stuff like that, because we already know, and Yahusha has already spoke about this in the Bible, and he clearly stated that the church was going to be rebuilt from within, not a whole house, a building and stuff. But we can still assemble in locations, but it isn't necessarily a building that you need to be in order for you to gain salvation or be delivered or be healed from these issues. So I plugged in her age, 44, and it's a fishing hook, a small hook. So I want to go down here to Matthew 17:27, but I want to pull up my Bible. So my first scripture I want to get into, before I go there, I want to go to Acts. I'm going the wrong way. Excuse me. Acts 11:28. All right. Okay, and it says here, and there stood up one of them named Agabus. My bad, y'all. Okay, because I know these names are very interesting in the Bible, and if I haven't read it before or found out the pronunciation exactly, I'll butcher it. So forgive me. And signified by the Spirit, and there should be great dearth throughout all the world, which come to pass in the days of Claudius Caesar. So we know Caesar is ruling this country, okay, in this Western civilization. We got Caesars all over the place, even those who think they are Caesars, okay? Let's click on the word Caesar real quick, okay? A title of a Roman emperor, and you know that the Roman emperors were freaking Esau, okay? Now, no, y'all like, oh, well, he's Hispanic. He's not a... Well, yeah, because Hispanics, if they are not Negroid or they're not of African descent, they are of European descent. And we know that the Spaniards are Esau. Okay, so we not gonna... please, I hope nobody don't come and try to get crazy on my stuff and be like, well, you know that and technically that. We not gonna do that today, brothers and sisters. Let's not. We're not gonna argue. No. We're gonna see here how this is actually being a spiritual battle. Okay? And she's basically an example. He's being an example. He took place in something that he was supposed to act out, and she was a vessel that was being used for something that was going to be acted out. Like I said, if you guys want to know, anybody that's tuning into this video, please go back and check out my prior video where I'm talking about this, about the daughters of Zion. And that way things will make a lot more sense. But let's jump here. Okay. Let's go to Acts 21 and 10. Let's go down to 21. Let's go to chapter 10. And as we tarried there many days, there came down from Judea a certain prophet named Agabus. Let's see. Agabus, an Israelite. Okay. And when he has come unto us, he took Paul's girdle and bound his own hands and feet and said, thus saith the Holy Ghost, so shall the Jews at Jerusalem bind the man that owneth this girdle, and shall deliver him into the hands of the Gentiles. What did I tell y'all? Okay? This is what's going down. People are honestly being delivered. It's an example that's being said here. When are we going to learn? We're not going to learn anything arguing with one another. We're not going to learn anything by constantly attacking each other, hating on one another, constantly feeding into all of this sin that's so easy for us to act out. We're not going to get anywhere doing this type of stuff. So I wanted to go here. Did I go here already? Okay, yeah, I did. Let me go back to my Bible, because I want to go and break down some more in here. I want to go to Matthew. Where you at, Matthew? Right there. Matthew chapter 3. We go on to verse 10. Okay. And now also the axe is laid unto the root. What did I tell you guys? That axe, okay? Of the trees, okay? See, I didn't get a chance to highlight these because I was actually kind of going through and I just got the phone. And I meant to highlight them. But forgive me, you guys. We're going to do all this together. An oak tree, a tree. A tree. But we all know also what the tree means, okay? It's a vessel. Therefore, every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit, okay? Remember about in Genesis, y'all, about this tree and fruit, you guys. It's not literally what it is, okay? Fruit as plucked, literally or figuratively, okay? She was fruit. 2 seeds. That's what happened to her. She was seeds in various applications. Catch up away, pluck, pull, take by force. That's what was happening to her in this video. Like I said, if you guys don't know, go back and check out the last video where I talk about this and I show you guys. And it says here, which bringeth not good fruit. Good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. And see, this is what basically took place. She was demon possessed. Okay? People of demon possession do not have a possession of good fruit. That's not a good tree. She's inhabited with so many demons. But hang tight, y'all. We about to dig into it. Let's go to Luke chapter 3 verse 9. Let's get into it. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Every tree therefore which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Once again, you guys, it's showing right here once again what's going to happen. And see, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, these are all the scriptures in the New Testament where Yahushua was here and his disciples were as well. These books were written in that time frame. So is helping us understand in the latter days what's taking place right now. The good and the bad is getting mixed up. We are being used as sacrificial lambs at this point in time. Some are good, some are bad. In this case, she was innocent. She should not have been killed in our eyes personally, but see, Yah obtains all victory. We're not the ones to sit here and say rather something was done unrighteously or righteously. Although we physically see with our eyes that this was an unrighteous act, this was an overkill. Shot in the stomach, shot in the face, and he shot her a few times. I forgot the third spot, but yeah, that was just an overkill. You were just shooting. Like, maybe did you have your eyes closed? Did you have your hand over your eyes, boy? Like, what you was doing? Seriously. But yeah, this is seriously taking place right before our face. This is a spiritual battle. And nobody can sit here and say that this is not what is going on, because all of this is literally a playbook. This is exactly what happened in this video. Let's jump down to another scripture. Okay, we're going back to Matthew 17 and 27. I'm still a little congested, you guys, so I'm sorry. 17, my bad. 27. Okay. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend thee, go thou to the sea, and cast an hook, and take up the fish that first cometh up, and when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money, that take and give unto them for me and thee. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Peter saith unto him, a stranger. Jesus saith unto him, thee are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou the sea, and cast an hook, and take up the fish that first cometh up, and when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money, that take and give unto them for me and thee. Let's click on this. Okay. A standard of value, that is specifically a stater, a coin, a piece of money. Okay. Let me go here. Boasting, properly the act, by implication the objective, in a good or bad sense, boasting whereof I may glory or glorify, rejoicing. And it's what they be doing. They boast a lot in these situations. But she was definitely this was her age where she was that fish that got fished. She got fished for her. So I don't know what the outcome is gonna come out of this from her sacrifice, but I know these people, they do this stuff and they'll find every reason, y'all, to get these people off and keep their jobs for some reason. And sometimes lawsuits don't even come into play. I feel that there should be a lawsuit that should come into play, but it's not. And let's back this up. Because, see, we dealing with a bunch. She was living around a bunch of strangers. You know, these strange people. He been warning us about these strange people. Let's go to Matthew 8 and 16. Bag it up. Let's go to 16. When the even was come, they brought unto him many that were possessed with devils. And he cast out the spirits with his word, and healed all that were sick. That was strangers. That was our people that came, and they were healed. And I told y'all about this demon possession. We should be able to do this, but we're not able to do this. Not all of us. I'm not even going to sit up here and lie and say I can. I don't know how to, and that's not one of my gifts. Unfortunately, my gift is to see things before it happens, right when it's getting ready to happen or take place, They call it prophecy or being prophetic, a seer. They got many names for it. I'm not calling myself personally that, but those are the terms for it. But yeah, that's my gift. I see things. And yeah, I scare myself a lot too, y'all. So this right here was really just the spirit leading me to show this to you guys. And let's show y'all these devils, okay? Be possessed with devils, like I've been telling y'all. She was possessed with devils, and so was this guy, because he had a spirit enter into him to want to do this. And she was already possessed with many devils. That's why she was saying crazy stuff like I'm pregnant and things like that or whatever, and she really wasn't. But she was sick. She was seriously, she had a mental illness. She was sick. See here. Sick. Badly or physically or morally amiss, disease, evil, grievous, miserable, sick and sore. Yeah, this about sum it up. Like I said, this is a spiritual war, y'all. This is everything that dealing with them in the internal on both sides. But primarily we're talking about her. She was sick. And he got sick in that moment and decided he wanted to kill her. And that wasn't nobody but a devil, demon possession. Let's go here to 10 and 1. Matthew 10 and 1. See, because I told y'all that the disciples were the ones that were able to go out and go around and do this and heal people from these issues. We're not able to do this. We have people who are able to do it. Not many, but there are those who do know how to do it. It's just not common. It's not as many. So maybe in time, as time progresses on, as the scriptures say, that we'll be able to do these things. But we should be able to do this right now, brothers and sisters. We should be able to have at least one person in everybody's neighborhood. But that's just my opinion. And it says here, and when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them the power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Like I keep saying, y'all, he gave them the ability to do this. So a lot of people were able to be healed from this and not be able to do the stuff that I was saying before. You had these people go around saying crazy stuff or doing things that, you know, we'll just be like, you know, we'll dismiss it because most people know, okay, something wrong with them. They not working with it all. Okay. But he had gave his apostles this power. And I found that to be interesting in a sense, because we should be able to do it now in this day and age. And there are people out here who can do it, but not as many. Let's go to Matthew 12. So we're going to hit all up in here in book of Matthew 12 and 43. Let's go. Okay, let's start here at 12 and 42. No, I'm going to go down to 12:43. Okay, it says here, when the unclean spirit is gone out of man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Okay, go down to 44. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out, and when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. And we know this is a wicked generation. Look at what we just seen in the video. Second, we know that this woman was filled with different types and sorts of demons. What did we just learn here about paranoia schizophrenia? A mental disorder in which a person loses touch with reality. They're not here. They're mentally out of here. Seriously. Those spirits taking over. She's seeing and saying all type of different stuff. She was bold enough to throw the damn taser back at the police officer. Someone in their right mind is not literally gonna get tased, not get taken down. This is a woman now. She got tased. Usually that electrical shock, I don't know what the volts are on them, but it's enough to take somebody down. It didn't take her down. Not one time. Then she threw the taser at him. Then he tripped or whatever, fell back and started shooting her to take her down. And it's just like, you didn't have to do that, dude. All you had to do was call backup and say, hey, this lady a little out of control, a little too much for me to handle. I need backup. I'm trying to obtain her. She got a warrant, or however you call it in. I know they got numbers and stuff on how they do that calling and stuff. But the fact of the matter is that nobody in their right mind is going to throw a taser or strike back at a police or fight back at a police officer, for that matter. You had to have had many spirits. Did y'all see the strength on this woman? Okay, let's start there. You got a man trying to hold down a woman that he could not get down and cuff. He could not get her down and cuff her. He tased her, and his result, he had to turn around and shoot her and kill her. I just say he should have, called for backup. Nowadays, police come pretty damn quick. So let's jump down into chapter 15 and 22. Okay, gotta watch it, y'all. And even when we do get delivered from these spirits, we also need to understand you got to be careful who you come in contact with, because spirits jump off people and get onto you, and you lay with them and all that stuff. So got to be careful. It says here, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. Okay, told y'all about the daughters of Zion. Stuff is going on. Okay, these women is getting just as possessed as be possessed with devils. Once again, y'all. Let's pull this one up. G 1142. To distribute fortunes, a demon or supernatural spirit of a bad nature. Okay, they not here. You notice y'all come across people that's paranoid. They got schizophrenia. They say things. They see things that you don't see. They don't be here. That be different illusions that be cast in front of them. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And these spirits let them see stuff. Take them on a whole different little trip. A little different hiatus. We got to be careful, y'all, who we coming in contact with, because we got some people on them police forces that's crazy as heck too, and they probably haven't been diagnosed yet. Homeboy crazy too, and then they got him sitting behind a desk. Let's go down to our last scripture, y'all, because this video not gonna be long. I got another video I want to put up today, because I'm gonna talk about this stuff, something that's happened here in my own very city in Detroit. I want to talk about it because it's ridiculous, and I need to talk about it. So let's go in our last scripture to Luke chapter 4 and 33. Let's scroll on down. All right. It says here, and in the synagogue there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil. Okay. Let's go to it. As a negative particle and a presumed derivative. Okay. Let's go down. Demonic, foul, unclean. Okay, these spirits that's in these people, when they have these mental disorders, like I said in the last video, I go a little bit more extensive. I have it a little bit longer. But we all have to understand, y'all. We see these people every day on the streets. And the fact that these guys that stood around and recorded these videos, and I don't know, I couldn't make out if that was a man or a woman that was sitting right. It was a lot closer to the scene, and they had their camera out too. It was two people out there with cameras, and the one main guy where the video went viral, he was all day. He just popped her, and the other person was standing there. I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but the fact is, y'all had two people. Y'all could have at least jumped in and at least helped the police officer hold her down so he can cuff her, because she did have a warrant. But y'all just stood there and recorded the whole thing until the lady just simply died. So like I said before in the last video, whether people like that or not, y'all know that blood is on y'all hands too. Please understand that it is, because you sat there and you done nothing. That woman could probably just be going to jail, facing a judge, getting whatever charge her warrant was out on. It could have been a small crime. I'm not really sure what her felony was, but the fact that y'all failed not to interfere, I ain't saying go after the police officer. yeah, it could have been personal. He could have not liked her. I know a lot of people don't like the schizophrenics and what they call them, crackheads, because they not in their right mind. They don't even know how to dress themselves. Our black brothers and sisters need to stop acting like we don't know what these people look like and act like in our neighborhoods, where y'all could have at least helped the police officer hold her down and get her cuffed and apprehended before the, you know what I mean, something. But instead, or somebody could have been recorded, somebody could have stepped in, but you see, he didn't have it under control. And I know people's like, oh, I ain't getting involved to where I'm gonna get killed. And it's just like, that's a selfish way of thinking, because if it was you and you was in that situation, you wouldn't want somebody to sit there and watch you and record you until you know, and nobody's there to freaking help you. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, y'all got a mental illness yourselves. Y'all bloodthirsty people in this day and time. That's all y'all want to see is drama and mess and strife, all of that. And some people that was probably standing back watching it was like, oh, she crazy, oh man, dang, they scuffling, she got an issue. I can imagine what these people probably done said. And I don't know what channel it was that I was looking at, but they was showing how they had some people on the panel that was discussing it. You had some couple of cops, and then you had three other African Americans that were discussing the matter at hand from what they had saw. And I agree with those that the African Americans that were speaking on this, and I'm just saying African American because that's the term that they use today. We know who we are. I do. And those who watch my videos, I'm sure you guys are highly aware of it now. But this is terrible. This woman should be alive today, and if anything, she probably should be just facing a judge and getting whatever charges for whatever it was that she had did. This was not worth her dying over, in my opinion. But I'm the one that did not send judgment for this woman to die. This was all meant to happen, like I keep saying. So for those who do not understand why I say that, please go back and check my prior video, The Daughters of Zion, and what's going on in this day and age. And this was definitely a spiritual battle. Her name, her age, the day she died, the month, the police officer, all of this is tied right into play to what I was saying as far as this being an intentional sacrifice. We have no control over anything. We don't will this. Neither does the devil. And I want you guys to understand that he doesn't. What he does do is get us all, you know, caught up in his web and get us doing things that we shouldn't be doing, that is of levels of sin and abominable things and blasphemous things of that nature. And then judgment comes because we do not repent. And this woman, had we had some people that were like the apostles who can you know, deliver spirits and whatnot out of people, if we had a lot of those people, more righteous people in our communities, we wouldn't have these problems, and this woman would be still living today, healed. Because you just seen right here, paranoia, schizophrenia, says here, but with proper treatment, how about being healed? She would have acquired, you know, a higher quality of life. She would be living right now. But see, that's not what's going on. And we need to get our lives together, and we need to check ourselves, and we need to stop placing the blame just on one party and look at everything that is taken into play, because this woman should be alive. This woman should be alive today. But she was used to be of sacrifice for the locusts of the bottomless pit. So if you guys don't still get it, check back at my videos. But I will be back, and I will be updating you guys with the latest videos, some stuff that happened here in the city of Detroit, Michigan. It's a mess, and this stuff has still been going on. This stuff was going on for a long time, and we got to get it together, brothers and sisters. We do. Okay, we really do. So you guys be safe, take care of yourselves. I love you guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. And I will be back with more commentary. All right, bye.